Okay, and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Terra Invicta in our resistance run, where we got ships on the way out to Jupiter. We're slowly merging up some of the mega nations so that we have an easier time defending Earth, politically speaking, from our rivals. And we are beginning the process of, well, mitigating global climate change. I think we're the only ones that really cared about it, so we're alone not doing enough to do any mitigation. I think we are still seeing pollution rise. Although, apparently in comparison to a year ago, not by very much. Atmospheric methane is actually down since a year ago. Atmospheric nitrous oxide is only barely up. And carbon dioxide is actually only up a little bit since a year ago. So we are maybe doing enough to keep it from getting worse, which is a good thing. Confirm assignment and move forward. We do have a potential looming currency crisis issue and a boost crisis issue. We're doing what we can to fix that without panicking. Trying not to panic. One way to fix those is actually get more territory on Earth. A lot of territory is developed either with funding and or boost.
We're winning their hearts
and we can turn
minds.
boost into funding if we can keep everything stable.
The uprising is underway.
Death to tyrants. The revolution is coming.
Oh, they're coming from the point in Cuba. It's not a problem. Depending on whoever takes it, we'll just crack them down. And we'll just purge them out again.
We are in control now.
We are in control now. So that's the solar farms at the new facility. Okay. Oh, Panama actually has a pretty good GDPC.
We are taking power.
Waiting for the enemy's plan. Can confirm our assignments and move forward.
Offering assistance.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Long live the revolution!
Their leaders remain in power.
Roll the 95,
The
shameful.
people will be free.
Oh, it looks like it's the Protectorate coming in for the purge. We'll see if they succeed. Or if someone else succeeds first.
Our people have taken control.
Our people have taken control. We now have full control of Panama. So I think we've done you. Well, actually, we can do Japan there. And then here we can do China, Japan. We're already friendly with America. Hey, okay, they did the purge. We can come in next turn and do a purge back at them. Revolution in the alien administration! Lead elements of popular uprising and enter the alien capital and cast down the overseers, the alien administration, and their puppet human supporters. Casualties have been high, but the provisional human government is establishing control over the liberated territories. The aliens still control some regions, however, and are building new command center there. So India pops back into existence. A bunch of places pop back into existence. And that has fixed our income and boost situation, at least temporarily. Oops. Okay. I need to send Mars Fleet 740 after Victor 2179. 2179, send the fleet. It'll arrive in 2.3 hours. Arabia Terra is the targeted location. Ah, they got the mining complex before we arrived. And the nano factory. Oof. Well, we engage. To battle. We don't come in at full speed. We usually casually sit at a good 250 MPS. Yeah, we can leave the coil ship off. That fleet looks fine. We'll bring in 2 coil ships to fire at the biggest enemy ship, and then focus fire the rest of them on ships as we think about them. Okay, so 2 coil guns. You guys, pick a demon-class battleship. Lock nose. Rest of you. We want to pick probably one of the small ships on the left side of the flank, because they are... well, their right, our left. That one, for example. Because that flank is closer. And we let time flow, and we wait until the enemy closes. We got 1 ship in reserve, they have 3. And if any experience has been truthful, we will very happily tear through their reserves before they tear through ours. Waiting for the ships to close. We know when the coil guns start firing because the enemies start taking evasive maneuvers. Coil guns begin fire. Massive degree of evasive maneuvers on some of these ships. Some of the ships showing off they're quite light in comparison to the drives. One ship destroyed. Two ships destroyed. Three ships destroyed. Enemies are attempting to bring in their reinforcements. And reinforcements have arrived, although they're quite far off. probably target that one. I guess the one we just told them to fire at just deleted from existence, yeah. We're taking semi-heavy damage here. Well, I think we did... Oh, actually, we've destroyed one of the battleships. Okay, I think they're running out of small ships. Probably time to turn on the enemy line coming in. You can see the Galaxy-class cruiser just drifted off into space there. Oh no, that's the Shining Quasar class. It barely looks damaged, but apparently it's lost drives. I don't know what the Galaxy-class cruiser is, but it's presumably doing something similar. Drifting off into space. There it is. Okay. Start to do unified, focused fire with the Terra fleet at this point. Enemy fleet is well, the remaining major elements of the enemy fleet are well within plasma range right now, so plasma will tear their armor up, and then the lasers will cut them to bits. Yeah, that one's dead in the water. Direct to a different target. Pairing up the Screaming Electron-class battlecruiser. Now all that's left is the last of the enemy battleships. And goodbye. So we took heavy damage on 2 ships. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Destroyed, destroyed, destroyed. 1, 2 damaged, rest are destroyed. Tied up until the 4th of July, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. We got 27.9 monthly boost with the new territories from stuff breaking off of Alien Administration. So looking under counselors, obviously we don't want to be raising unrest in someplace that is not the Alien Administration. We can now raise unrest in the Alien Administration.
Acknowledged.
Standing by for orders.
On our main unrest
orders.
raisers. Even
The
without
people
spending
demand
arms.
justice.
Ready for my mission.
Where to?
Reporting in.
Okay, so we're taking over Panama. Time to retake that point in Cuba. 82%, we can spend a little bit of influence and pick it up.
Removing our enemies.
And then direct investment, we're gonna put another 40 investment points into America, generate a little bit more revenue that way. And so the other thing we're going to start contemplating investing in is actually trying to fix China faster. Direct investment over in China would be nice. Which I think is mostly going to be welfare. Initially. Now, granted, we need to save up more influence for that to be effective, but like if we take a look at the what? 1 point of welfare is 10k of money. Oof. Okay, maybe we're not investing in China to fix China. Although it's still very tempting to do that in China. That just means we need to be making hundreds of thousands of money in stockpile before we do it. So we need to be making more money. Repair and resupply.
Lending my expertise.
The choke point is done. Further study of the Hydra wormhole confirms that it closely follows the rules first set down by Homer G. Ellis in his 1969 drain hole theory. 2 circular planes connected at its center by 2 smaller circles of equal diameter, like 2 cylinders touching, or the central part of an hourglass. Drain hole's nature means that gravity flows in a single direction, emptying any matter that passes through it to the other side. That means traveling from the origin side requires far less energy than traveling from the opposite direction. The simplest method of neutralizing alien threat would thus appear to be closing or destroying the wormhole on our end, therefore isolating them from the reinforcements and the source of exotics. In practice, however, this approach will be far from straightforward. We have studied, discussed, or discarded over a dozen plans. Over time, however, a consensus emerged, and we kept coming back to variations of the same 2 ideas. Seize the wormhole, or destroy it. And the deciding factor was risk. Seizing the wormhole would give us the greatest potential benefit, but also carries the greatest potential danger. We still have no real grasp of how the wormhole is generated, and we have no guarantees that we will be able to understand or operate the Hydra controls. Trying to take possession of it would likely leave us holding only one end of the wormhole, struggling to figure out how to control it, while the Hydras on the other end send a limitless stream of slave reinforcements to attack us. Besides, in the final analysis, our mission is not to seize the Hydra's means of transport, it is to protect Earth. Closing the wormhole is the most reliable way to wreck the Hydra invasion for good. Hydras created some sort of quantum scaffolding, relying on exotics to keep the gate open. If this is true, attacking one side of the wormhole only causes the attack to bounce towards the opposite. Even reducing the alien base and its astronomical body to space dust would not destroy the wormhole itself. It would inconvenience the Hydra, but our attack must be more than just an inconvenience. We need to end this conflict with one decisive blow. Okay. So the final assault project, which I think is the final goal, is going to show up fairly soon. And we should probably research it when it comes up. In the meantime, we're going to do Pan-Asian Combine, so we can start merging stuff into China. Although China needs other things to really properly fix it. Arctic ice melting accelerates. That's... Okay, so these coastlines are just accessible all year round. That's not necessarily a really big problem.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Death to tyrants!
The people will be free. The revolution is coming.
Oh, interesting. So, the alien administration to control the aliens has agreed to end the war. End of war. So apparently the alien administration is not having the best of days. But it also only has 2 armies. Fair enough. It's only got 2 armies. So there's actually maybe an argument that I should probably try to focus on getting those regions to leave. Grew a bit by adding Paraguay.
Our enemies are still in control.
Chance was 20. That jumped a lot. We lost the oligarchs in India. Okay. Okay, that's maybe not so... For that might be an alien. We lost another point to the servants. Yeah, it's probably an alien over there. This is one reason why I'm still working to invest in both funding and boost, because we're probably going to start losing these things back to the alien administration reasonably quickly.
Standing by for orders. Telling our story.
Ready for orders. Targeting their center of power.
Offering support.
Sudden flowering. Nothing we can do. Dispatch a team to burn it away, or arrange for researchers to have access to it. We should probably do one of the active things, just not do nothing. Gain 3 in a science, or make it a small increase. I'll take the science.
We've moved the needle.
We have neutralized their key people.
Okay, we've purged them.
Uprising is underway.
The revolution is coming. The uprising is underway.
think we lost a point in Ecuador. Ah, okay. It basically lost control of India. That's maybe not surprising. Especially if I think it's two aliens taking swings at it.
Ready for orders.
Okay, still raising unrest in the alien administration.
Where do you need me?
Have you come in and purge Cuba?
Terminating the opposition.
128, 81. Cuba is 15. And you are ready. Okay, so
Ready to
you
go.
set national policy, United States.
Time to make our move.
Persuasion. Probably investigate on you. Okay, been all the way around. Turn our assignments and keep moving forward.
Offering counsel. The people will be free.
Long live the revolution. The people will be free.
Almost back up to an revolution. I think there might be a cooldown between when you can have them. That wouldn't necessarily surprise me too much.
Mission complete.
Unification, Quebec. And then to repeat, because if everything goes according to plan, you confederate Cuba. Low Earth orbit cleanup. Can't afford to do anything, or we can get a small boost and pay a bunch of money, or a bigger boost would pay even more money. I'll take the public boost around the world.
We are in control here.
We are in control here. Bunch of Marine barracks is completing, giving us more ops. The place obviously isn't done. Some of the stuff we were building won't be done until 1st of March. Although everything else is done. Okay. There we go, back into the negatives revenue-wise. Because we got kicked out of India. Paramilitary violence, 2. So, where are we? So, you're 58 days out. You're 105. You, next cycle, can be made a member of the Confederation. 4 Rising and Rest. 19's 85%, so we can really drive it up. I suspect there is some sort of cooldown on it just happening again. Keep it from happening back to back to back. So we'll hold off going after them again. At least not do more than the 3 we've already got assigned. Oh, North Korea and South Korea. Oh, we control both North Korea and South Korea because they got split up at some point. Probably they got added to the alien nation, and then when the alien nation exploded, they came out separate. Probably what happened. We could probably try to push them back together again. Move to public campaigning in Russia, and we may try to take Russia back over. Russia's large enough and not as broken as India. Like, the big problem in
Must
India,
persuade the people.
trying to hold on to India, is India's pretty broken. Like, if India per capita was doing as good as Russia, Russia would probably, or India would probably be the preferred location to hold. Granted, China's pretty broken too. China's just even bigger than India. And by extrapolation, China is in theory easier to fix than India. Yeah, we're reducing that slowly but steadily. We're reducing you. You're down to 500,000, so you'll be hitting 10 soon. And then we can really back off the environment, I think, once we're there. Again, focusing on economy to get the GDPC up. It's kind of what we've been struggling with America. America was, I think, over 50 before we started adding all the small nations in, and it's been dragging it down. Somewhat surprised by how many people are in the greater North America that are not in USA/Canada. Needless to say, bringing in Quebec raised the GDPC because it was pretty high relative to the rest. Then I think we're not quite ready to do any more of that yet.
Offering assistance.
We are winning their hearts and minds.
The revolution will not be today.
Oh, one of our person had a critical fail and got captured.
The
It's an easy fix.
uprising is underway. The revolution is coming. Policy direction complete.
Oh. Did I screw up? I may have screwed up. We're gonna do cancel. I forgot. Can't become a member of the Greater United North America if it hasn't yet become a member of the Ally Club. So we gotta wait until the 7th of November. I've done that with the other two, right? Yeah. Dry hole. All good things come to end, which we don't want. We're gonna do the resurvey for the 50% chance that we don't get the malice. Or get half the malice, and we did succeed. Oh, that was a pretty heavy hit. I think we were up in like 70 with this, and it dropped a lot. That was one of our better mines, apparently. Battle station's done and Blucher. That's repairs, I believe.
Your orders.
So you're captured, so someone needs to break you out.
Ready for
That's
my mission.
probably not too hard. Yeah. Easy command mission. 85% chance. We'll spend some ops to make it pretty much guaranteed. No point getting another person imprisoned while trying to get someone out of prison. Let's, actually, no, let's have you do the extract.
We'll bring them.
And we'll have the first person who can
Your
do
orders.
assault alien asset.
At your service.
Because we just broke up a bunch of nations, in theory, there should be some vulnerable alien assets. Yeah. Alien structure, 76% with no op investment. Very happily invest like 16 ops into it, and 93%
Heading to the
chance.
LZ.
Oops. And yeah, I think we're on public campaign in Russia. Preparation
Work
to
in
try
the
to take
public.
the Russian points back.
Lending my expertise.
Economy of Mexico City grows a very small amount, or let's encourage it, spend some money, get more growth. It says grow a small amount either way. Oh no, very small amount or small. Too small.
We got them out.
We got them out. Extraction successful.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
The people will come to our side.
Wildfires we can't help, so we should.
Target secured.
Oh, there goes India again, back into the alien administration. To be fair, it might actually be worth fighting the alien administration if they actually had regions that our locations could take over, right? So you don't have... What? Taipei is... yeah, so... No places we can add into you. You've got nothing owned by the alien administration yet. Because the alien administration has only got 2 armies. It's quite possible to beat 2 armies with what we've got nation-wise. The thing that's actually stopping us from doing that is, well, we just be liberating countries that could sort of do that peaceful flip back in if we don't have
Ready for my
the
mission.
situation under control. Okay, let's do a round of assaulting alien assets. There's a bunch of vulnerable, for the moment, alien structures. Let's go blow them all up. Extracting the juicy exotics in all of them.
Gear up.
What's the op? Gear up. Where do you need me?
You can even join in on this. Oh no, we'd be having, well, North Korea. Well, we already got. Well, I can move the one from North Korea off to someone else. Yeah, it's really too expensive. We got 2 people assigned to North Korea, so I need to move somewhere else. I only need 1 to clear the base in Pyongyang. Then one should go to, in this case, Montreal.
Going in hot.
Acknowledged.
And then you can't even do that. That's not an option for you. What's the increased arrest chance here? 89. A2, get it up 93? Sure.
The people demand justice. Where do you need me?
We don't have Taiwan yet, anyways. That's always a nice org. Although we're pretty much at the point where we're beyond really using orgs to do any more than they're already doing. You're my quick learner, although you're just picking up more investigate. Well, you're a quick learner as well. Pick up some command. And then we confirm assignments and let more time pass. Pan-Asian Combine is complete. So China has a bunch more claims. Mostly on nations that we're not trying to keep out of the alien hands yet. Final Assault gives us the last org. Notably, this does allow us to potentially bring Tokyo and China together into one nation, which would, in theory, buff China, right? It'd be nerfed to Tokyo, but would be a buff to China. I think that means these guys are also ready to go into China's sphere. Yeah. And you are. Okay, so we got a bunch of places we can potentially start to merge up into one big ball. Don't think that includes any India. Nepal, Bhutan, yes, but no India. And okay, includes a bunch of Russian territories, but we're not going to worry too much about them. No. Does the western bit, but not the eastern bit? Okay. The Philippines? No. So Vietnam, then we're not going to move on that one, not going to move on that one, not going to move on that one, not going to move on that one. So we got north, south, Japan. Yeah, north, south, and Japan we can all work together. And then work on the final slot. Okay. Oh, and Taiwan. At some point we should bring Taiwan back in either way.
I will help them.
Because then I think China and the USA can actually be proper allies. Okay, so this is the Jupiter expedition fleet on its way out, running headlong into alien retaliation. So we are, of course, engaging. Start battle. This is a fight we are likely, I think, to win, although probably not without any losses. One thing we maybe don't have enough here is not enough plasma. We're running probably a little bit too PD heavy. This means we'll be pretty much immune to kinetics, but we might not cut ships up super well. There we go. Of course, everything is laser armed, so I will be taking direct command of all the destruction today. They have the rest of the battlefield and 31 reinforcements, so this will be a brutal fight. All the ships target the corvette, or target the gunship. We'll very rapidly make that first ship disappear when we get into range. The primary weapons open fire at 1,000 kilometers. At which point we'll probably see the enemy gunship just poof. Oh, they're beginning the evasive maneuvers already. Interesting. I hear lots of kinetics going off, although that's probably a good thing for us because we're a little over heavy on the PD. There's enemy kinetics coming in. PD opening up, quickly vaporizing the incoming volleys. I'm surprised how much firepower that. I'm surprised at how much firepower the enemy corvette. The gunship was taking. Of course, as I say that, it promptly disappears. I think that one might be dead in the water. Let's change targets. Okay, that one's definitely dead in the water. Okay. Let's turn around to face the incoming line fleet. We did basically get one of our guys pretty heavily damaged prior to the arrival of the enemy line. Yeah, one of our ships appears to be dead in the water. Okay, the one we're shooting at, I think, is dead in the water. Let's swap targets to a different one. Lost a ship. That one's dead in the water. Let's target one of the kinetic ships, try to get some more of the kinetics to fall off. I think we didn't get it, kill its kinetics. Let's target a different one in the fleet. Yeah, that one's dead in the water. Another ship kinetics, open fire on that one. That one's already gone dead in the water. At least from a drive perspective. Swap over to some of the cruisers. Actually get destroyed, hopefully. Damn, that one's dead in the water. Also another ship. Again, probably not enough plasma on these guys, that's why they're probably not blowing them up particularly well. Okay, you're dead in the water. Just that one, I think, with I think there's two still maneuvering in the enemy battle line. Three maneuvering. Okay, that one's no longer maneuvering. I don't really have the Delta V to turn around and come back after them, so our main battle lines are going to pass past each other here. Oh, here comes the reinforcements. Okay, looks like we're going to cut up the battle line while we're waiting for the reinforcements to burn after us. Our fire is getting less effective as we drift away from him. Oh, some of these I only have on attack mode, not on focus fire. Alright, time to stop engaging the dead ships and focus on the flankers that are starting to pass them up. Oh, that one's... Well, those might both be dead in the water. This is a complicated, slow dance of ships. In my case, they can't maneuver, trying to blow up ships that are fully capable of maneuvering against them. Right up until the enemy ships are incapable of maneuvering, they're sort of just floating past each other harmlessly. Or at least they're floating past harmlessly. Although we got flankers coming around. I should probably time the flankers instead of the guys we've got killed and dead in the water. They're gonna have another wave of reinforcements, still another 20 to come in. Here they come. They're not done with us yet. Oh, some of them are. Some of them are dead in the water, just floating away. The shattered dream explodes. Oh, that's a glitch. There it goes. At least the tooltip for the Shattered Dream is disappearing. Divine Vision. We're waiting for the, we're not turning around for the flankers. The flankers gotta chase us at this point, so, okay, let's turn around. We do have incoming coming in from behind, so we might as well try to turn to face them. You can still see the 6 ships just floating away. At some point they'll be far enough. I think it's 2,000 kilometers away where they can disengage. So yeah, eventually they'll float far enough away. There they go, disengaging. Okay, all enemy vessels that are combat capable are now on the field of battle. Now it's just a process of cutting them to bits. And then having their survivors limp on if they can. I was in the work. I was about to say swap target to a different one, but too late. It be gone. That one's down in the water. Give up on it. Stop to something that's closer and hopefully move it towards us. That one. Turn the ships around, bring the main guns to bear. one's dead in the water. The remaining bits of the enemy fleet wish to withdraw. Well, if you can fly away from us, you can run away. Till then, we're going to defend our ships with all the firepower we have in hand. This is probably the most heavily armored ship, the remaining ones in the engagement. Which is presumably... Okay, it's dead in the water, let's change to a different target. That potentially can fire back at us. Alrighty, so ships that can actually hurt us. Although it is going to get poked with the plasma until the other ones get within 1,000 kilometers. And plasma can kill. It's not very good at it, but... yeah, I think those 3 ones down there just... or 4 ones down there just like, yeah, no, we're out. Alright, the only target left in range. Get rid of it. Yeah, and they have the Delta V. They can turn around and come back to us. We don't have the Delta V to come after them, but they do after us. So, we lost 3 ships. We suffered a mission kill. So one of these guys is go into the void is basically what's going on. I think he does have no engine at this point. One of our ships is too damaged to complete the current transfer. They've split off into a separate fleet. Yeah, so they've lost engines. Let's just say. We covered 2.4k in volatile, so the fleet has basically generate enough revenue from salvage to replace one of the destroyed 3 ships. And we completed all these kills. Destroyed, mission kill, destroyed, 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 mission kill, destroyed. I think it was just those 4 ships that managed to disengage. The rest were destroyed, and the enemy was run from the field of battle. And or ships that have no engines. They're stuck out there in the middle of nowhere. Romeo 771 aborts flight plans because things are going wrong. Detect emergency burn so it does not leave the system. Assumed temporary orbit around Sol. Okay. So, obviously, we need to split off the ships that just have no maneuverability. Actually, before we do that, I can't share propellant. Okay. They're all in theory running the same drive, so if we can't shell deployment, where yeah. Okay, so split the fleet. You are incapable of following along. You sadly must be abandoned. The rest have 37 Delta V. Well, some of them have 25 Delta V. Some of them may be able to make it back to safety somewhere. Let's look at Mars. Can we get back to Horatio Station? It requires 37.4 Delta V. We got 20. Next question. Can any of them complete the mission to make it Jupiter? They're presumably already en route. It was one of the high volatile ones, right? Fast one. Requires 17. Okay, so once more we have to cut those that cannot make the trip. I thought you had the fuel. Oh, no. I kicked off the ones that... Oh, that makes sense. So these ones, these three, and finish the trip. Wait. Someone in here is supposed to be able to. They'll define turn. That's fine. I'm trying to... 771? Someone's gonna have enough fuel. Got 7. No. You've got 9. Okay. Okay. I think these guys are all just going where they're going. Temporary orbit. Arrival in a couple days. Okay. Wait until they arrive and we'll see what goes on. Tried to split off the ones in theory had the Delta V, but apparently they don't. Some of those in theory might be recoverable if we send out a ship with fuel.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Coming to 771. Yeah, so at this point we split the fleet up, so these guys are just going to get cut up.
The uprising is underway.
Oh, that's a fleet. At least that's a big ship in the face, in the picture. Mothership. Yeah, I think they don't like that guy. They don't like that ship. Those 3 ships, they don't like him. They're sending a whole mothership after them. That's what's taking the big slot in the picture there, is the mothership with 500 kps. Oh yeah. The mothership. Which is apparently coming away from one of their citadels. Okay. 1 mothership.
By the numbers.
You're 27th of November next year, so you're a year out. You're going to be in February.
Score 1 for the good guys.
There's the alien facility assaulted. Romeo 771. I might just be at this point better. Well, yeah, I might be better off just accepting those guys are dead and doing a salvage attempt. Although, if they're going to try to attack them, we can let them attack them. They might technically, if we microed the fight, be able to get a few kills. Wow, they really don't like Romeo 771. That's the third fleet they sent after one fleet. Okay, so that's the end of the council action. Those of you watching on YouTube will recognize we are over an hour. I'm going to do one last thing because this is the last part of this stream, and we're going to design some ships. Those ships are, let's just say, gone. And that's fine. We're not worried about that. We're going to build some upgrades. In fact, those ones obviously make them go off. We're going to make some upgrades to these F2 laser plasmas and colony ships for shipping out to extreme places like that. So, laser plasma. So we're going to say this is F2 laser plasma. Long range, so LR. So for this one, we're going to trade away some stuff we don't necessarily want for traveling. So that's great distance. We're going to trade away one of the laser engines, which is giving us more damage, and we're going to trade that instead for the Hydron Trap. And that changes our Delta V from 60 kps to 91 kps. In theory, that means we can arrive in 30 weeks instead of 42. So, it shaves 12 weeks off the transit. That's a start. These ones are the ones with the plasma batteries. I don't think we've researched the next wave on those plasma batteries, have we? No. I suppose I could go... Well, they got range of 700. I thought it was 750. Anyway, they got range of 700. We could technically go up to 800 by swapping 2 of them out for one of these. .8 damage. Maybe. Swap 2 guns for 1 guns. I think these are working the way I want. Utility modules. Any other utility modules we want on these guys? Let's pick up some vector thrusting so we can get them to transition their nose towards the target just a little bit better. Alright, that's changing the turn rate from about 1 degree a second to 1.5 degrees a second. Get them turning a little bit faster. And I also want to do on this modification. I think that's probably good. These are not fission ships. The neutronium spiker doesn't apply anything. We got the Hydron Trap. At some point, I think there's a fusion equivalent to the Hydronium Spiker we don't have. The Neutronium Spiker we don't have. But we don't have it, so we're not going to worry about it for the moment. This should work. This is an improvement. The big thing there is the range increase by adding the Hydrogen Trap. Going from 60 kps to 91 kps. And there's a couple different ways we can play that. One is we can decide not to burn all the fuel on the initial burn. Yeah, so we're gonna hit save design here. So this is the long range one. It's basically the same as the other laser plasma, but we're sacrificing a little bit of direct damage for fuel efficiency and turning the ship to point at targets. And then we're gonna do an upgrade to the colony fusion one. Which has the fusion outpost kits, but we also want to to upgrade the... This is F2, Colony Fusion. Long-range version, which we're going to drop the liquid hydrogen containment and replace it with the hydrogen trap. Again, that gives us about the 91 kps range. We're going to get much better range when we get the new engine, but the new engine is a year out. Right, and this is basically what we're going to build. We're going to build... What? Because these are basically point defense ones. We'll probably build like 2 of those and like 8 of those. And then this will be what sets out for Jupiter again. So let's get that queued up. So in this case, instead of building at Mars, we're going to build at Earth. We're going to use the nice new fancy space station at Earth to really crank these out fast. And by fast, I mean exactly the same speed, but we don't have to wait around for the second wave, second component of them. Oh, did my... The Long Ranger rank. Do we have a Ranger Bay on you? No, there's no Ranger Bay on you. Okay, so these won't be able to take over anything. We're just going to be setting up colonies. Fair enough. Dirty Unit Mark III, Mobile Space, Vector Thruster, Salvage Bay, and Hydrogen Trap. So yeah, we're going to do 2 of you. And then 8 of you. Hopefully with more plasma, we cut through the ships a little bit faster. Although that was still a stunningly successful battle. Basically rendered an entire alien fleet null and void for the cost of a fleet. And that wasn't the only thing that fleet did. The fleet did other stuff. Okay. So this is the resistance. What do the aliens have? Let's get an approximation of alien forces. Aliens have approximately 87,000 fleet power. To give you a comparison, we've got 8,000. So the aliens are supposedly 10 times bigger than us in firepower. Although we've been reliably fighting 2 to 3 to sometimes 4 times stronger than us. That still does mean that the aliens have more stuff than us. Although, there are lots of little fleets, right? So, I'm not going to count how many fleets. It's a lot of fleets. So yeah, we need to be able to continue to build. And really to do that, we need more volatiles. That's why we're poking every once in a while to Jupiter. And in theory, if every time we try to go to Jupiter, they get forced to bring a fleet to us and we blow up 3 times their fleet, blow up 3 times the fleet value for our fleet, that's a ratio that might be something that's working in our favor. And we just got to keep doing that. But yeah, this is where we're going to go ahead and put a part break in. If you're watching on YouTube, there likely will be a part up tomorrow, but I don't know, because, well, things have happened in the past that caused us to miss a day or 2. We're recorded far enough ahead that a day or 2 shouldn't actually cause a problem, but if you're watching on YouTube, this should be put up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, this is where I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. It's been a long stream. This is the end of the 5th part. I'm going to take some time to get the compression going on these so I can get them uploaded to YouTube tonight. Upcoming schedule, Farthest Frontier, I believe is going to be the game we play tomorrow. Sorry, YouTube, this is in your past. Although if you're watching on YouTube, that probably means by now, there should be some Farthest Frontier up for you on YouTube. And if you can't wait for the next part of Farthest Frontier, there's probably even another video recorded on Twitch for you by now. Farthest Frontier will be what we're starting tomorrow. Spoilers, we finished up Shadow Empire. That's why we're replacing Shadow Empire with a different game. We also finished up, again, also spoiler alert, Build the Glory Empires. Although, again, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's probably already been posted in the last video for those, so you probably already know. Assuming you've been paying attention to those series. The day after tomorrow will be the Banished Vault. I'm going to do a short run of Banished Vault. I'm going to try to do the whole run of Banished Vault in one stream. Slightly also to give me an idea of what I am going to replace Build the Glory Empires with. And again, much like Shadow Empire, we're going to do a short break before we do another game of that. And try out some other games. So, Darkest Dungeon is a game that we've played semi-recently. We've played 2 runs of it on the channel. We're going to go in for a 3rd run. And then 3 days from now, we're going to do Terra Invicta. Again, I'm trying to record a little bit ahead. I say a little bit ahead. A lot ahead, so that I've got something to go over the break when I'm out with family. I think that's about 3 weeks in the middle of October. So I need to get recorded enough ahead that we got stuff to cover that. And my expectation is I'm probably not going to get far enough ahead to cover it. So yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, that's one of the reasons why the gap between when I'm recording stuff and when the stuff goes live is getting bigger. It's also one of the reasons I'm only recording 3 games on a 3-game cycle. But I'm recording more than 3 parts, is to try to get a little bit ahead. A little bit ahead. We'll see how successful that is. So with that, I'm going to head and wish you all the best of luck. This is where I'm going to put the part break in and end the stream. So with that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next one, and bye for now.